So obviously the co-main event of this particular UFC event was overshadowed by, rightly so by the way, by the Dustin Poirier versus Conor McGregor fight. But I think the co-main event was an interesting event in the sense that you had two fighters with different styles going up against each other. So in terms of who would have won this particular fight, I totally got my prediction wrong. I thought Stephen Thompson was going to win. I just thought his stand-up game was a bit too advanced for Gilbert Burns to catch, and the reason why I thought that was because obviously Kamaru Usman managed to actually beat Gilbert Burns quite handily on the stand-up game. So I thought if someone like Kamaru Usman could beat him, who's not even, his bread and butter is not striking, let's just be real, his bread and butter is wrestling. If someone like Gilbert Burns could beat him, then there's no reason why I didn't think a fighter of the caliber of Stephen Thompson in terms of his striking could not beat him. But obviously I was totally wrong. Obviously Stephen Thompson did have some successes and he did rock Gilbert Burns several times, but obviously Gilbert Burns just dominated him when it came to full mount. He managed to just get him there, get him against the cage and just dominated him, and I think the rightful winner won. Gilbert Burns definitely beat him quite handily actually. So in my opinion, what do I think should happen next? I think Stephen Thompson, I'm not saying he should retire because he didn't embarrass himself in there against Gilbert Burns. He gave a good performance, but I just think at this point in time, like he's 38 years old, he's no longer Wonder Boy, let's just be real. What else is there for him to actually do in terms of his career? Like he's fought for the title several times. I mean, he's tried to fight for the title again, like get himself into title contention again, and it didn't work out. He went in there against a younger fighter he's just a smarter fighter. He's just younger and more hungry, and obviously his Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu game was just more sophisticated than thingy Wonderboy's. Wonderboy's got a decent Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu game, but he's not as advanced and he's not as prolific as Gilbert Burns. Gilbert Burns has been doing this for years, and even Joe Rogan has said he still competes in Jiu-Jitsu competitions to this day. So yeah, that's my opinion. I just think I think Wonderboy just doesn't have what it takes at this point to like compete at the top level, and it's not because he's a bad fighter, it's just his time has just come. Like he's just not what he once was, and that's no slight on him at all. I mean, he's going up there against top fighters that are great fighters as well. So yeah, that's my thoughts in terms of Gilbert Burns' career, where he can go next. I mean, he's got a few options. I don't think he's ready for a title shot against Kamaru Usman. Kamaru Usman just obviously, like, apart from Gilbert Burns landing a few good shots here and there, Kamaru Usman dominated him in their fight. But I still think he's got good fights in there for him. I mean, he can imagine a fight between Colby and Gilbert Burns. That would be incredible to watch. A fight between Colby and Gilbert Burns would be a fun fight. Obviously you got other fights in there like Masvidal. He called out Masvidal, and Nate Diaz fight would be quite interesting. I mean, these are all fights that could be interesting to watch for both fighters' careers. So at this point in time, I just think Masvidal. A Masvidal fight would be interesting, but I just don't see what Masvidal gains from fighting a Gilbert Burns. Masvidal at this point in time is looking to cash out, so he just wants the big money fight. So he's probably looking at the likes of a Nate Diaz. He's probably looking at the likes of a Nick Diaz. He's probably looking at these fighters that are just they're not the most best fighters. They're not probably as well accomplished as Gilbert Burns is at this point in their career, but they're the big money fights. Obviously a fight against Conor McGregor would be great for Masvidal, but in terms of Gilbert Burns needs to just keep doing what he's doing. I think a fight between him and Colby would be very interesting. A fight against Nate Diaz, I think he destroys Nate Diaz at this point in his career. A fight against Leon Edwards would be quite good as well. All of these are interesting matchups, but I think Gilbert Burns is just a dark horse within the division. Obviously, he did get his title shot, so it's not like the UFC has been screwing him over, but he's just not as marketable as the likes of a Colby or a Nate Diaz. He's just not that type of fighter. He's a great fighter. He's a technically very sound fighter, but he's not on that type of level. But in terms of Stephen Wonderboy Thompson, I thought he would have given Kamaru Usman a good fight. Maybe I'm wrong. I just think maybe he's just not there anymore. Like, he's 38 now. He's going to be 40 soon. I mean, and he's been doing this for a long time. So, like, he just doesn't. Maybe he just doesn't. He's still got the fire to compete, but maybe he just doesn't have what it takes to compete at this level with these younger guys that are just better at this point in time. So yeah, that's my opinion. Tell me your opinion. Obviously, like and subscribe to the channel. I've got a lot more content coming your way. Peace out.